I was listening to a podcast this week, and the pod talked about whether you were a positive person or whether you were a negative person. And the callers got to call in and share their experiences. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you're a positive person, then that's what you're going to attract into your life. And if you're a negative person, you're going to attract that as well. So think about whether you'd rather be a positive person or a negative person. Now, sometimes positive people are around negative people, and then there's this force that's just a struggle. They're just struggling with each other and they're not coming together well. Now, eventually, one of them sources is going to take over, whether it's the positive or the negative. And this can destroy you in one way or another, because if you want to be a positive person, that negative force is just coming into your space, and then it eventually takes over. And then you're wondering why all this bad stuff is just happening to you or coming into your space. Is because you've let this negative force take over, and you want the positive force now to come and crush over that negative force and be the dominant force. Now, you have to be very careful what you allow in here, positive and negative, because if you allow negative to reside in here, then you're not going to see any hope or any change come about in your life. But if you allow positive to come in here, you're going to see an opening. You're going to see things start to open up for you. You're going to start seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. Now, as human beings, we are all made up of energy. We're made up of energy. The things that we create are made up of energy. A table is made up of energy. A chair is made up of energy. And energy lives inside of us. So when that energy is on, you're going to get everything that you're asking for. But you have to be very careful what you're asking for and what you're putting in here, because if it's positive, then everything that you've hoped for and you've dreamed for and everything that you've put in here because you've done your work is going to start to come into your space. And the stuff that you don't want into your space, you don't give that stuff any attention. You don't give that stuff any time. You don't give that stuff a dwelling space in your body, because this right here is a temple, and you have to treat it and protect it, and you have to make sure that what you want into it is what you're going to see out of it, because eventually what you put in is what you see out here in this world. So if you want the best for yourself, start feeding yourself the best, start thinking yourself the best, start speaking the best into your life. Are you a positive person or are you a negative person? This also goes with thinking about choosing your friends wisely, because you can have that friend that just feeds that negative into you, and sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. Sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, because it can have a disguise. Evil has a disguise, and when it comes in and infiltrates, it starts to break down the whole entire structure. So you have to be careful of who you're letting speak into your ear, who you're letting come into your space, who you're letting eat at your table. Because when evil has an agenda, it does not stop until the job is done. So you have to counteract that with whatever positive that you're putting in here. So you have to put the best in here to be able to counteract that, because evil's going to tell you, no, I can't do it. Evil's going to tell you, no, you can't have that. Evil's going to tell you, no, you can't go there. Evil's going to tell you, no, you can't go there. But positive's going to tell you, that's not a factor. I can have this. I can have that. I can go there. I can go there. Do you get it? Positive versus negative. You may have had a bad day today or a bad day yesterday, and when that energy is in control, it's constantly in here in your thoughts, it's in here in your mouth. So you have to be careful of leaving that bad energy, say like at your job. If you had a bad day at your job, leave that there. Don't take it with you. Bring something new in with you. When you go home, have another energy. Let's reset the atmosphere for your best possible life. Recharge it with the positive and let go of the negative. Show negative where the door is. And sometimes when you're on that phone and you're talking to your friends and they're just constantly bringing up that negative, know that you can change the subject, that you have the power to do that. You have the power not to let that in here. You have the power to be able to probably set them on the right course. So you're both not taken in a bad direction, and you're both not taken off course, especially if you know where you want to be in life, if you know what your goals are, do not let another entity take you away from your goals. I'm telling you, you have much purpose in your life. You were created with purpose, just like that chair was created with purpose, just like that table was created with purpose, just like that couch was created with purpose. You, as a human being, were created with purpose in mind. So you have something to do while you're on this planet, and you must succeed at whatever that is. Now, for some people, they don't know what their purpose is, and they constantly ask, how do you find out what your purpose is? Now, I'm going to tell you, your purpose is constantly talking to you, telling you that you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, you're supposed to be over there, you're working in that career. Now, your purpose is what ignites you. Your purpose is what gets you passionate. It's what lights up your face. Now, that's a clue right there. Now, one thing I can say is sometimes kids, they have it right. When they're constantly doing something and they're not giving up, and they're just, like, for instance, the Rubik's Cube, and they're working it until they finally get it. That's what we need to do as adults. We need to go back to our childhood and sometimes discover that you just keep working it until you get it, until all the pieces fit together. Now, your life is a journey, and it's taking you to all the pieces and to all the steps that connect together. Now, once you connect all those together, your purpose can be fulfilled. Remember, positive versus negative. What are you, a positive person or a negative person? What are you going to let dominate? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. This video helps out my channel, and the thumbs up helps out my channel. Like and subscribe and share with whoever this may help. And as always, let's do this. And remember to join the 365-day Blessed Challenge. If you can be blessed one day out of the year, if you can be blessed 2 days out of the year, if you can be blessed for 30 days, you can be blessed 365 days out of the year. Time to live blessed.